minus 3 plus 2. This implies it is minus 8 is equal to minus b, or b is equal to 8. Okay, now we'll put the other value. Put z is equal to minus 2. So this will imply it will be minus 10 plus 7 is equal to a into minus 2 plus 3. This implies this side I'll get a and this side I'll get minus 3. So it is minus 3 is equal to. Okay, we'll substitute these values here. Therefore, what we get is 1 plus 7 divided by z plus 2 into z plus 3. This is equal to minus 3 upon z plus 2 plus 8 upon z plus 3. Okay, and why we did all this? Because we wanted to simplify this expression. Okay, so coming back to this, it will be z square minus 1 upon, therefore z square minus 1 upon z square plus 5z plus 6. What will be this equal to? It will be 1 minus this expression, and this we have simplified here. So it will be minus 3 upon z plus 2 plus 8 upon z plus 3. So ultimately it is 1 plus, let me multiply by this negative sign, open up the bracket. Okay, so what we have done is we have only simplified the function. Okay, now after doing all this, what were we supposed to do? The question is we have to expand the function about the point z equal to 1. Okay, so when we say about the point z equal to 1, it means what? We have to have a series which will have the terms which will have different powers of z minus 1. Okay, so how do we do that? Because it is z equal to 1. Z equal to 1 means what? Z minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is what we are trying to use over here now. Okay, so this particular thing corresponds to this factor. Okay, so ultimately everything is to be written in terms of z minus 1. So what we will do is we will take, let u is equal to z minus 1. Why we are doing this? Because ultimately we want the entire expression in the powers of z minus 1. Okay, so I am denoting this number by a single number, that is u. Okay, this expression z minus 1 will denote it, we will denote it by u. Okay, now if I say this way, this implies what is the expression for z? Z is equal to u plus 1. Okay, therefore my f of z can be written now in terms of u. Okay, so what is that new expression? 1 plus 3 upon, in place of z I'll write down this part. So it will be u plus 3, okay, minus 8 upon u plus 4. Check, is this clear? Okay, this is just a convention that we are doing so that our will be simpler. Okay, now what we have to do is, now we have to expand this expression in such a way that we get different powers of u. The moment we get different powers of u, it will be the powers of z minus 1. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, now what about this expression? Okay, now over here, if I draw a circle, or I mean to say, what about this particular thing? Okay, now this expression which we have written, this is 1 plus 3 upon u plus 3 minus 8 upon u plus 4. Now this expression How will this expression divide the complex plane? Okay, so how do we do it? So now over here, when I take this expression, so this is u equal to 0. What are the problematic points over here? Problematic points are u equal to -3 and u equal to -4. So we'll mark those points. Suppose u equal to -3 is at this point and u equal to -4 is this particular point. Okay. Now keeping origin at the center, we'll draw the circles which will pass through these points. So it will be this particular region. This circle I will get. Similarly, here when we draw the circle, it is this way. Okay. Now these two circles, what are the equation? The equation of this circle is mod of u equal to 3. What is the equation of this circle? Mod of u equal to 4. Okay. Now these two circles, they'll divide the entire complex plane in the regions. Okay, so what will be the first region? The first region is the innermost region, and this is nothing but mod of u less than 3. Okay, what about the region that we have here? What is this region? This is the
U
region
greater than
where,
3 less than 4.
correct, greater than 3 and less than 4. Okay, and now the outside region that we have, this one, all blue. So this is nothing but mod of u greater than 4. Okay, now having done in this way, what we can do is we can write down the series expansions. Okay, so let us consider the region number 1. Consider region 1. Let us label them. This is my region number 1. Okay, this is my region number 2 and this is my region number 3. Okay, so you consider region 1, that is mod of u is less than 3. Okay, now this expression, if I want to write it in terms of z, how do I write it? It will be nothing but mod of z minus 1 less than 3. Okay, now having written in this fashion, we'll now expand the expressions. So what about this one? F of z is equal to 1 plus 3 upon u plus 3 minus 8 upon u plus 4. Okay, now I have to simplify this. Again, you remember what we have to do over here? We always try to convert this expression that we have, these two expressions, they have to be converted in the form 1 upon 1 minus x or 1 upon 1 plus x. Okay, the moment it appears in this particular fashion, there's a 1 coming here, then what we can do is, this is nothing but 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus x raised to 4 and so on. Okay, now check out, how do I get this 1 over here in this expression? Either I have to take out u common or I have to take out 3 common. So what should be taken out common over here? Observe the region. The region is what? Mod of u is less than 3. It means what? Mod of u divided by 3 is less than 1. So what is less than 1? It is this expression. So what should be taken out common? 3 should be
3.
taken out common. So it will be 3 upon, I'll take 3 outside. So it will be u by 3 plus 1. Okay. Now similarly, what do we take common from this term? See, mod z is greater than 3. This will imply what? Mod z is also less than 4. Okay. So, over here, this divided by this is less than 1. Therefore, again over here, it will be 4 that will be taken out common. Okay. So, now these expressions, this is 1 plus this 3 and this 3 gets cancelled. 1 upon 1 plus u by 3 minus this and this gets cancelled, it will be 2. So it will be 2 upon 1 plus u by 4. Okay, now we can simplify these expressions here. So this turns out to be 1 plus, I'll use this expression, so it will be 1 minus u by 3 plus u by 3 whole square minus u by 3 whole cube plus u by 4 raised to the power 4. Sorry. Here will be 3. 3 and here it will be negative. So this is my first expansion. Okay, now similarly the second one exactly on the similar lines, minus 2 times, here it will be 1 minus u by 4 plus u by 4 whole square minus u by 4 raised to the power 3 and so on. Okay, so this is the expansion in the region number 1. If you want, you can write down the powers of the, you can club the coefficients of various powers of u. So you can write down an expression which contains only the coefficient of u. Then you can have u square coefficient, then you can have u cube coefficient and all like that. Okay, so that is this expression. Okay, is this part clear? And finally, what we can write it, where this is the expansion where u is equal to z minus 1. We are done. Now, what about the region number 2? Is the idea clear? We just label the point and then our problem is solved. Ultimately, where we are very much comfortable in all the series expansions that we have about origin. Okay, so we are always trying to convert the question in that particular form. So this is how it is. Now, what about the region number 2? Region 2. That is, mod of u is greater than 3 but less than 4. Okay. Now, in this case, what is the expression? F of z is equal to 1 minus 3 upon u plus 3 minus 8 upon, here it is plus 8 upon u plus 4. Okay, now again we'll try to make use of this expression. Now what will be taken out common, u or 3? Again here the same thing is to be decided for this expression. What do we take out common from the first term? First u. Correct. Why u? Because see this, it is this expression, this condition gives me mod of 3 is less than mod of u, therefore 3 upon mod u is less than 1. So what is coming in the denominator? Mod u. So we will be taking u common over here. Okay, so this turns out to be, this is equal to 1 plus 3 upon, we'll take out u common, so it will be 1 plus 3 by u. Okay, now what do we take out common from this second one? 4. Correct. So what we have is mod of u is less than 4, therefore mod of u divided by 4 is less than 1. So what are we dividing? 4. So we'll take out that 4 common. So 8 upon 4 outside. Now it will be u by 4 plus 1. Okay. Now we'll write down the expansion. So what will be this? 1 plus 3 by u, and over here this expression turns out to be 1 minus 3 by u plus 3 by u whole square. Now it will be negative. And I have a negative also here. So this will be 1 minus u by 4 plus u by 4 whole square minus u by 4 whole cube and so on. Okay, so this is what the expression is. Again, now here nothing can be taken out common, so we can write it where, so this will be our final expression, z is equal to u minus, sorry, u is equal to z minus 1. Okay, now the last one, the region number 3. Region 3, that is mod of u is greater than 4. Okay, so the function is f of z is equal to 1 plus 3 upon u plus 3 minus 8 upon u plus 4. Now what will be taken out common in this region?
U.
Correct. So it will be mod this way. So this divided, oh, what I wrote the other way around. Wait. So what we have is 4 this way. Correct. This expression I can write it in this fashion. Therefore 4 divided by mod u is less than 1. So u should be taken out common. It will be 1 plus 3 upon, so when we take out u common, so it will be 1 plus 3 by u. And similarly from this bracket also we have to take out u common. So it will be 1 plus 4 by u. Okay. Now you can expand this. You can club the powers of u and write down the coefficient together, or you can even leave this. This is the case. So is the idea clear now? So what have we done here? It was exactly similar to what we had in the previous case. Only thing was that instead of 0 now it is z equal to 1 that is appearing. Yeah, so this is what is appearing here. According what we have to do is we have just introduced one more variable over here, that is u, and rest things are the same. Okay, now try the next one. Next question. This for f of z is equal to 2z cube plus 1 divided by z into z plus 1. Okay, so how can we do this one? The first thing is simplifying the function f of z. So what is this equal to? 2z cube plus 1 divided by z into z plus 1. So what will be the simplification of this function? What will be the simplification?
2 into I cube plus 1.
2 into I cube plus, okay, divided by, or that's it?
Upon I into I plus 1.
Okay. So what do we do with this one? We want a series expansion. So what next? This is what we have done is we have actually evaluated this expression is nothing but this is f of I. So in place of z we have substituted I. Now what do we do with this? Even this can be used, but then what I'll suggest is we'll use only this series wala thing that will be quite easier to deal with. So the first thing is to simplify this expression. And what will be the simplification? I'll see. This function is analytic everywhere except at which point? Except at which points?
Zero and
Yeah,
minus one.
Point 0 and minus 1. So can I separate those 2 points? Correct? I can write down the expression in this particular fashion. And then I can find the values of A and B. Correct? What are the values of A and B? This is not correct. Again, always remember whenever we have to apply the partial fractions, observe the degrees also. What is the degree of the numerator and what is the degree of the denominator? Over here, degree of the numerator is 3 and the degree of the denominator is 2. So in this case, we cannot write down the partial fractions in this fashion. So what we need to do is, first of all, actual division has to be performed. So it will be this into this corresponds to z square plus z. And here we have 2z cube plus 1. So we need to divide it. So it will be 2z. It will be 2z cube plus 2z square. Subtracted. This goes off. Minus 2z square plus 1. It will be minus 2. So 2z square minus z plus 2z plus 1. Okay. Now this is the case. After writing this, so now this is the remainder. This is the remainder. So what next? It will be 2z cube plus 1 is equal to z square plus z into 2z minus 2 plus 2z plus 1. Okay. Now therefore, when we divide this, what do we get here? It will be this term. This is a very small topic, but then many things comes into picture here. Okay. So we have to be careful about so many things. Divided by z square plus z. So this is 2z minus 2 plus 2z plus 1 divided by z square plus z. So this is as good as. So over here what we'll do is, after writing this expression, we'll try to write down the, so now this particular thing can be simplified using the partial fractions, because now the degree of the numerator is strictly less than the degree of the denominator. Okay, so what do we get here? It will be let 2z plus 1 divided by z square plus z is equal to a upon z plus b upon z plus 1. So that is 2z plus 1 is a into z plus 1 put z equal to minus 1 minus 1. So this will imply minus 2 plus 1 is equal to minus b, that is b is equal to 1. Okay, and when we put z equal to 0, this implies 1 is equal to a. We got these values. Therefore, ultimately we needed this value for this expression for f of z. Okay, therefore f of z, which is equal to 2z cube plus 1 divided by z square plus z, is actually equal to 2z minus 2 plus 1 upon z plus 1 upon z minus, sorry, z plus 1. I have directly substituted here. Okay, so now having written in this fashion, now what do we do over here? We want to expand this function about the point. So we need to expand this about which point? About the point z is equal to I. Okay, so this is the point about which we are going to expand. So what do we do? So we'll take this as some other point. It will be z minus I. Let me call it as u. So this implies, what is the expression for z? Z is equal to u plus I. So what will be my new expression for f of z? It will be 2 times okay. So what is this equal to? 2i plus 2i minus 2 plus 1 upon okay. So this is the expression. Okay, and now when we want to find out the expansion, how can we do this one? So ultimately, see, this is there in the numerator itself, so we need not worry about it. And there is a constant that is appearing. So it is these terms that we need to expand. Okay, now what about this particular function? So if I consider this particular thing, so if I try to visualize my all my things in this u plane, okay, complex in terms of this complex plane, if I denote it by u thing, then what do we get over here? What are the problematic points? U equal to minus I. Where is that u equal to minus I? This is one of the problematic point here. Minus I. Okay, and what about this point? 1 plus I will be somewhere here. 1 plus, sorry, minus 1 plus I. So this will be, wait. This is the point minus I, and here this will be the point minus 1 minus I. So these are the two problematic points. Okay. So now when we draw circles, what we have to do is, now we have to draw circles taking this as my origin as my center, and it should pass through these points. Okay. So if I take the first point, it will be this circle that I'll get. Okay. When I take the second point, it will be somewhat like this. Okay. So now, so I have got how many regions over here? I've got this. What is the equation of this circle? What is the equation of this circle, the innermost circle? Who can tell me? What is the equation of this innermost circle? Let me draw it with this dark color, orange. What is the equation of the orange circle? And let me draw this one in red. What are the equations of this orange circle and the circle of red color?
U bar is equals to I.
Hmm?
U mod is equals to I.
Mod u is equal to, you're telling me inner one or the outer one?
Inner.
Inner one. Okay, so let me write it in orange there. Okay. Wait. So inner one, mod u is equal to I. Now see this. How do we write down the equation of the circle? It is modulus of the general form. The general form, how do we write it? It is mod of z minus z0 is equal to r, where this is the center and this is the radius. Okay, so if I am trying to write down this orange circle, what is the center? It is 0. And what is the radius? The radius is what I need to identify. What is this radius? What is this length? So here it will not be a complex number that will be appearing. It is the radius value. Okay, so what is the radius? What is this distance? See, what is this distance from 0 to minus I? What is this distance? That is 1. Correct. So this happens to be the radius now. So the innermost circle is nothing but mod of u is equal to 1. So this is the innermost circle. Okay. Now similarly, what about this red circle? What is the equation of the red circle now? Again, it is u minus origin is the center. And what is the radius? Radius is nothing but this distance will be my radius now. Okay. And how do I calculate this distance? This is the distance of from origin to this particular number. What is this distance? Can anybody tell me? So distance of this point. Okay. So it's actually the, how much is the distance? 1 square. 1 square. So it is square root of 2. Okay. So this turns out to be square root of 2. Is this part clear? Mod z is square root 2. Okay. Now having written in this fashion, now observe that when I take the innermost region, if I take the innermost region, so let me call it as the region number 1. This is region 1 inside. This is the region number 2, which is in between the annular region. And this is the region number 3. Okay. So region number 1. In region 1, Have you observed something, by the way, in all the previous sums? Have you made some observation over here? Actually, what happens is the innermost circle, innermost region, whenever we take, what happens over here in this innermost region? Oops, sorry. So what happens in this innermost region is that, see the expansion in the region number 1. Okay, see, we get all the positive powers. Positive power, all the terms will have only positive powers of u. There is not even a single negative power of u that is appearing in the innermost region. Okay, and in the second one, it is a combination of negative powers as well as the positive powers. If 2 points are there, if 2 singular points are there, that is, there are 3 regions, then that is what is happening. If it is now similarly in the outermost region, it is all the power, all the terms will have only the negative powers. Okay, none of the expansion contains none of a positive power, not even a single positive power of u. Okay, now again come back to this question. Here what is being asked over here is we have to find the Taylor series expansion. Now what do we mean by Taylor series expansion? See, in this expansion, whenever we are writing the expansion of the functions over here, what do we expect? That f of z will have positive powers as well as negative powers. Okay, so it will be somewhat like this. It will be positive powers an of z minus, say, some z0. They will be all negative power. These are all positive powers, and similarly we will have the negative powers also. Okay, so that is what we mean by this expansion from 0 to infinity. Okay, so this is called as the Lorentz series expansion, which is a combination of both the Taylor series. Taylor series. What do we mean by Taylor series? If the expansion is containing only positive powers, then we say it is a Taylor series. So actually speaking, what we are trying to say over here in this question is that when they are asking us only the Taylor series, it means what? We have to consider the innermost region and we have to expand only in that particular part. Other parts are not at all required. Okay, so consider the region number 1. Consider region 1. What is that region? The innermost circle, that is mod of u is less than 1. So in this region, what are we going to do? Okay, let us write down the function. F of z is equal to 2u plus 2i minus 2 plus 1 upon u plus I plus 1 upon u plus I plus 1. Okay, idea remains the same. What we are going to do is we will be always trying to use this expansion 1 upon 1 plus x or 1 minus x. So it will be, this will be nothing but, this is 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube and so on. Okay, now how do we get this expansion here? How do we, so we need to actually convert these terms. Okay, so now what are we going to do over here? How can we convert these expressions in this particular form? How do we convert these expressions in these form? Let me focus only on the first one. How can we convert this over here? So I have to bring this 1 into picture, okay, which is not coming, which is not appearing here. So either we need to take this u common or I common. So what should be taken here common? What should be? I will be taken as common. Is that clear? Is it clear to everybody? Because that is the only thing that we have to understand. Okay, so it will be f of z is equal to 2u plus 2I minus 2. It will be 1 upon I. So what remains is 1 plus u by I. Okay, so second term, what should be taken out common? U
I plus
or 1
1.
plus I?
Well, I plus 1.
I plus 1. So it will be I plus 1. Write it in a bracket. So it will be 1 plus u upon I plus 1. Okay. So now we can simplify these things. So it will be 2u plus 2I minus 2, 1 by I. Okay, expansion of this, 1 minus u by I plus u by I whole square minus u by I whole cube and so on. Okay, plus 1 upon 1 plus I, and here we'll get 1 plus u upon 1 plus I, not plus, it will be minus plus u upon 1 plus I whole square minus u upon 1 plus I whole cube and so on. Okay, where u is equal to z minus I. Just check this. Is this making sense to you? Can you understand this? Okay, and actually only this region number 1 is required. We need not go even further, because all the other regions will include at least some negative powers, and that is not desirable because we are asked only the Taylor series. Only the Taylor series. So we need not go for the other values. Okay. Check if this is clear. If this is clear. Any doubts in this question? Are the regions clear here? How do we get these regions? This regions, is this part clear? These equations. Some problems which you can see. Question number 3. Obtain Taylor series for e raised to z about z equal to minus I. Now how do we write down the expansion? How can we simplify this? Now can we use this concept? See, in all the previous problems, every time we were using this expansion. 1 upon 1 plus x. So it will be 1 minus x plus x square plus, not plus, minus. Minus x cube and so on. So we could use this in all the previous problems, this expansion, but then can we use it here? It is e raised to, so we do not have an expression of this type. This funda can be used provided we have something like this, say some variable z plus a or z minus a, ऐसा कुछ आएगा, then I can use this expression. whereas now here it is e raised to z. So what we can do over here? And one more thing, it is asked about z equal to minus I. So what we'll do is we'll write down let u is equal to, so what will be the expression that I'll take for u? Z plus I. Okay, so therefore, yeah, this will imply that z is equal to u minus I. So this expression e raised to z is equal to, if I call this as my f of z, so this will be equal to e raised to u plus r. Okay, which is e
And u
raised,
minus I.
ये यहाँ पे प्लस है क्या?
U
अच्छा यहाँ
minus
पे,
I.
अच्छा I made a mistake in writing here. Yeah, this will be minus I. Okay, into e raised to minus I. So this is e raised to minus I into e raised to u. Okay, now how can I simplify this? You remember, ultimately all the things we are trying to convert them into series. Okay, and do you remember there are some standard series expansions known to us? What are the other series expansion? कहाँ पहुँच गए हैं? What are the standard series expansions that are known to us? So we have, you remember what is the expansion of e raised to x? It is 1 plus x upon 1 factorial, x square upon 2 factorial, x cube upon 3 factorial dot dot dot. The general term is x raised to n divided by n factorial and so on. Okay, so when nothing of when nothing of the fractions appear over there, then these standard expansions may help us. Okay, so this is e raised to x expansion. Okay, now what about sin x expansion? It is x minus x cube upon 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 upon 5 factorial minus x raised to 7 divided by 7 factorial plus x raised to 9 divided by 9 factorial, and here it is minus and so on. How do we remember the expansion for the sin x? This contains only the odd terms from this particular sequence, e raised to x cube. Only odd power terms will come. Okay, see x raised to 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Okay, so these are the powers that are appearing: 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Okay, so these are the powers that are appearing. Okay, and all of these terms, they are having alternative sign. Okay, so starting from first one being positive, and then it is negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay, that is what the pattern is. Similarly, we have an expansion for cos x. What is that? Cos x is equal to 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial minus x raised to 6 divided by 6 factorial and plus so on. Now over here, this contains all the even powers. This contains the even terms from this particular thing, even powers over here. So this one will be like x raised to 0. This is coming here, and similarly, x square by 2 factorial, it's coming here. X raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial. So all even terms are appearing. But then here also the signs are negative, starting with the first one being positive and then negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. So these are the standard expansions. Okay. What else we have studied is, we have studied the expansion for the log series also. So what is the expansion for this log function? You remember log of 1 plus x. What is the expansion for log of 1 plus x? It is 1 minus x log of wait, yeah, here, log of 1 plus 1 plus x. The expansion is x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x raised to 4 by 4 and so on. Okay. Similarly, we have the expansion for sine hyperbolic x and cos hyperbolic x. Okay. For sine hyperbolic x, it is the same expansion that we have, but all the terms are positive. Similarly, for cos hyperbolic x, it is all the terms are there, but then all of them are positive. There is no alternative sign. So the sine hyperbolic x expansion is x plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 upon 5 factorial and so on. Cos hyperbolic x is equal to 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x raised to 4 by 4 factorial and so on. Okay, and others we have already seen. And one more thing, so along with that I'll just write down the list of this also. 1 upon 1 plus x is nothing but 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube minus x cube plus x raised to 4 and so on. 1 upon 1 minus x is nothing but 1 plus, all positive here, 1 upon 1 minus 1 minus x whole square is 1 plus 2x plus 3x square and so on. So if nothing works, then these series will definitely work. Okay, and apart from this, even this is available. Okay, so right now what we can do is we can use the expansion for e raised to u. Okay, so what will be the expansion for this e raised to u? It will be 1 plus u upon 1 factorial plus u square by 2 factorial and so on. Okay, so this is the expression for f of z. We'll write down where u is equal to z plus r. Okay, or in fact this is a simple expression, so I can also substitute here. So this is equal to 1 plus z plus I divided by 1 factorial plus z plus I whole square divided by 2 factorial plus z plus I whole cube divided by 3 factorial and so on. Okay, so this is the expansion. You can try this one.
Ma'am, can you show the previous one?
Yes.
Can you scroll it up? Down. Sorry.
It's this. It's only this much. Only this much. This is the this cycle question which has come here. Okay. So here it is only this much.
Okay, ma'am.
And here in this case, all these series, they are valid for all values of x. There is no limit over here. For example, the region of convergence, when we are writing for all these series, see here, this is mod x less than 1. Here also it is mod x less than 1. Mod x less than 1. Mod x less than 1. Whereas in these case, this side, the expressions which we have written, yeah, only for this one. Only for this log wala expression, it is mod of x less than 1. Otherwise, all the other expansions, they are valid for all values of x. So whatever is your x, so mod x, if it is a finite number, then these are the expansions. It's valid for all values. Whatever value of x we take, they all are valid for all the questions, all the expansions. They are this way. Now what about this one? Fourth one. Fourth one. So we want cos z. Okay. So let f of z, which is cos of z, is equal to cos of, how do we simplify this? Okay, now there are actually two ways. You can expand this and work it out, or you can go for the Taylor series method that you have already studied. What is that Taylor series method? It says that if we want the function, actually the expression, the correct expression for the Taylor series formula, I'll write down the Taylor series formula. So this is one way, and the Taylor series formula is this: of f of z about z is equal to z0. Okay, what is the expression for that? It is f of z is equal to f of z0 plus f dash of z0 upon 2 factorial into z, sorry, not 2 factorial, 1 factorial. First derivative 1 factorial and z minus z0. Now it is second derivative, add z0 divided by 2 factorial into z minus z0 ka square. Okay, this is actually the Taylor series, and we were trying to this is the fundamental expression for that. If nothing works, then this will definitely work. Can anybody tell me what will be the general term here? Can you see the pattern? Sorry. Can you see Can you trace the pattern here? It is f nth derivative at z0 divided by n factorial z minus z0 raised to the power n. Okay, so this is the pattern and the series goes on. Okay, so we can use even this expression. So what we have to do over here is, so in place of z0 right now it is pi by 4. Okay, in our case for expanding cos z about z is equal to pi by 4, this means f of z that we are going to consider is cos z, and what is my z0? Z0 is pi by 4. Okay, so what we need to do is, we need to evaluate these terms. What is f of z? Okay, what is f dash of z0? What is f double dash of z0? What is f triple dash of z0? These are the few terms that we will require. Okay, so now let us evaluate them. So what will be f of z0? F of z0 will be equal to cos of pi by 4. So cos pi by 4 is 1 upon square root of 2. Okay, now we want f dash of z0. So first, while in the derivatives, it will be minus sine z. Okay, now f dash at pi by 4. Okay, at z0 is f dash at pi by 4. So this will be minus sine pi by 4. So this will be minus 1 by square root 2. Now f double dash of z. Again differentiate this expression. So it will be cos of z with a negative sign. Okay, I will evaluate f double dash at z0, double dash at pi by 4. So this will be equal to cos of pi by 4 minus 1 by root 2. f triple dash कहाँ तक निकालने वाले हैं हम लोग ये चीज? So this will be sin f triple dash at z0 is f triple dash at pi by 4. So this will be sin pi by 4. So this will be 1 by root 2. Okay. So actually speaking, if we get three or four non-zero terms, we are done. So all of them are non-zero only. So we can substitute in this formula now. So therefore, what we get is, what do we get here? This will be f of z is equal to, we'll substitute the value. So it will be 1 by square root 2 plus f dash ke saath. Now I'll just scroll this down little so that the formula is visible. Yeah. So now it will be minus 1 by root 2 into here what we'll have is z minus z0. So I'll write the value of z0 also. Is equal to pi by 4. Okay. Plus. And this 1 factorial is 1. So I am not making any changes here. The next term, f double dash. So it will be minus 1 upon square root 2 divided by 2 factorial. So that will be multiplied z minus pi by 4 whole square plus, now the third derivative 1 upon square root 2, 3 factorial, this was 2 factorial, z minus pi by 4 raised to the power 3 and so on, just this much. So we need to little bit simplify this. We can multiply these numbers that are appearing. That's the only simplification that we'll do. Okay, 1 upon square root 2 plus z minus pi by 4 divided by square root 2 with a negative coming here. Again, this is negative 1 upon 2 square root 2 z minus pi by 4 whole square. Okay, plus it is 1 upon or z minus pi by 4 cube divided by 6 root 2 and so on. So this is the Taylor series. Okay. This is the way we can find out the Taylor series. Okay, this we have already seen actually. It's just a quick revision of what is that. And this is the next question. So try the next one now. Now this one is a direct one. You can directly simplify this. F of z is equal to 1 upon z square. Let us denote u is equal to z plus 1. This implies z is equal to u minus 1. So this is nothing but 1 upon u minus 1 whole square. Okay. Another, okay, having written in this particular fashion, this is as good as 1 upon 1 minus u raised to the power 2. Check out this expression. Even if I take out this minus sign common from this, it's a whole square. With that whole square, when it comes out, it will be the same expression. Okay. So it is this, and then I can simplify this using this formula here. This turns out to be, this is equal to, what is this? 1 plus 2u plus 3u square plus 4u cube and so on, provided mod of u is less than 1. Okay. Now here in this question, it is not, they are not asking the Taylor series, they are saying expand. So we have to expand in all possible regions. Okay. So one region we got it here. Similarly, what we need to do is we need to obtain the expansion in the other this thing also, other region also. So how do we decide all those things? So see over here, ultimately it was this expression that we were trying to simplify. This particular expression. So this function is not analytic at which point? At u equal to 1. At u equal to 1, this is not analytic. So when I draw the circle here, okay, so this is the circle mod z equal to 1, and we have got the region, we have got the expansion in this inside region, that is mod of u less than 1. Okay, the exterior is still remaining. So how do we do this part? Okay, so in the region 2, in region 2, that is mod z greater than 1, what do we do over here? We'll simplify z, and now what can be done is we have to take out something common. Now what are we going to take out common? 1 minus u or u minus 1, whichever way you want to write, no problem. So 1 minus u whole square is there. So now see this expression. This implies 1 is less than mod u. So 1 upon mod u is less than 1. Therefore, we will be taking out u common here. So it will be 1 upon, if I take u common, so it will be 1 by u minus 1, and then there's a whole square. Okay, so we need to just simplify this. So it will be 1 upon u square. And even if I take out a minus u common, see if I write a minus u also, then also it is the same thing. But then if I write a minus u, then this will be negative and this will be positive. So it will be like 1 minus 1 by u whole square. So this will be 1 by u square. And we can write down the expansion for this. So it will be 1 minus 2 times. For minus, it is all positive. Plus 3, 1 upon u whole square plus 4, 1 by u whole cube and so on. Is this clear? So this is all about expansions. Just check if this part is clear. And finally, we can write down the value of u as, where u is this expression. All the cases we should always mention this. So this is all about expansions. Any doubts here? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So
Ma'am, so the above part.
this,
Yes.
so that's all that we have in this chapter of complex integration. Okay, along with that, some small topics are still remaining. That is poles and residues. Poles and other singularities and residues. Okay, so actually this residue theorem, this is the most important thing, residue theorem. This is remaining. So I will be calling for some extra lecture maybe after the test to finish up this particular topic. Okay, and the next, so in the test it will be all the questions till whatever we have covered. Okay, till this part only, Lorentz series expansion. So from complex analysis or this complex integration, we will be having complex integration, the line integral, complex integration will be there. Okay, then we have seen Cauchy's theorem and Cauchy integral formula, integral theorem and integral formula. So these two things we have seen, and after that we have seen this Lorentz series and Taylor series expansion, Taylor and Lorentz series. Okay, so in the test only this much will be asked from this particular chapter. Right now I will be just removing this part from it. Okay, and one more topic that we have in Z transform, so we'll take that topic tomorrow, and whatever we cover in the session, only that much will be there in the test. Okay, उसके बाहर का कुछ नहीं आएगा. So will be, this is how, yes.
Ma'am, will you teach how to again how to take GM?
GM, geometric multiplicity, you're
Yes.
talking about matrices?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let me explain this with an example. Okay, let me take a matrix here, and I will give you the data all regarding a matrix. Okay, so just let me find a correct example. Just wait a second. or let me give you an example. Okay, let it be. I'm not able to find right now. I'll tell you. Suppose I have this matrix. Okay, A is equal to 2, 3, 3, 1, and rest all zeros. Okay, now can you tell me what are the eigenvalues for this? I have selected a very special matrix so that it is obvious.
2 3 3.
Correct. Eigenvalues are 2, 3, 3. Okay, now if I want to write down these numbers, okay, so I will prepare a table here, okay, where I will list my eigenvalues, algebraic multiplicity, and the geometric multiplicity. Okay, so this is the table that I will prepare. Okay, so I have got 2 in my list and 3 in my list. Now this number eigenvalue 2, how many times it has appeared in the this one characteristic
1
equation? 1 time. So algebraic multiplicity is 1. Now this 3, how many times has this appeared?
2.
So the algebraic multiplicity is 2. Okay, now coming to these geometric multiplicities. So for that, what will happen is we have to calculate the number of linearly independent eigenvectors. You have to find the eigenvectors. Okay, now one more thing, something more is available to is also known, that this algebraic multiplicity, there's a relation between algebraic multiplicity and geometric multiplicity. So this algebraic multiplicity is always less than or equal to this geometric multiplicity. Okay, and the minimum value is always 1. Okay, so this is a very strong result that is known to us. What it says is that the minimum value of this geometric multiplicity is 1, and it will be always less than or equal to algebraic multiplicity. Okay? Now see here, when I take this number 2, eigenvalue 2, okay, what are the possible choices for this GM?
1.
एक ही choice मिल रहा है, and that is 1. Correct? There's no other choice, so it is 1. Okay, now what about this one? For this number 3, eigenvalue 3, what are the choices here? What are the 1 or 2? Could you get this?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
यहाँ तक समझ में आया? So now we just have to fill this number कि बाबा यहाँ क्या आ रहा है. So in order to identify whether it is 1 or 2, now we will proceed and will find the eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalue 3. ठीक है? Eigenvector हम लोग कैसे निकालते हैं? Yeah. How do we find eigenvectors? We'll consider the equation. Consider a minus lambda I times x equal to 0. ठीक है, तो ये एक्सप्रेशन क्या हो जाएगा? 2, 3, 3 and I had 1 here, and the diagonal entries I have to subtract lambda. What is this? Okay, this is 0, 0, 0, here it is 1, 0, 0. Okay, this multiplied by x, x1, x2, x3 equal to 0, 0, 0. Barabar? Now we want to find the eigenvectors for lambda equal to 3. Okay, so we will put lambda equal to 3. So how do we do this one? So it will be like 2 minus. So what will be this matrix now? This matrix will turn out to be minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and even this is 0. . 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, Is this part clear? Now
Yes.
check out. ये matrix जो मुझे मिला है, this is already in the echelon form. ठीक है? In the triangular, upper triangular form के जैसे ही आया है. See, so now what are the equations that we get? So we get minus x1 is equal to 0, first equation. And from this one, what do we get? X3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now it means that these two numbers, this means x1 is equal to 0 and x3 is equal to 0. We are not getting any condition on x2. It means what? X2 can take any value. In particular, let me call it as t. So now put x2 as t. Is this part clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
ठीक है. Anyways, यहाँ पर और एक चीज थी. See, how many vectors are we going to get for this particular thing? Independent vectors. See, the number
Two.
of equations. Number of equations is 3. How many equations we have? 3. And not equations, sorry. N denotes the number of variables. N denotes the number of variables. So how many variables we had? 1, 2, 3. So it is 3. And how many equations we got in this one? We got rank is equal to 2. So what is the difference? Difference is 1. So we'll get only one linearly independent vector. Okay. So actually speaking, if somebody's mic is on, please just check. Okay, so what will be this expression? It will be 0, t, and again 0. We get only this 3 times 0, 1, 0. Okay, so we got only one expression here. So this is the only one linearly independent vector. ठीक है, सिर्फ हमको वेरिएबल क्या मिला? सिर्फ एक ही वेरिएबल मिला t. So this is one vector. This is the one vector. Okay. Therefore, we get. Please check somebody's mic is on. Thank you. नहीं अभी भी चालू है. Alisha. Alisha. Alisha Ansari.
Yes, ma'am.
Please mute yourself. So what do we get here? We get only one vector. We get only one vector here. Only one linearly independent vector . Yeah. So, yeah. So we got only one vector. So what is the geometric multiplicity here for this number? It is 1. Okay, so this is the way we can find it. Okay. Now in this case, what is happening is, because these numbers, they are not matching. See, what is this table that we have got? this number is same as this 1 is same as 1 here. Okay, here also we got the number 2, but then here we got it as 1. These two numbers are not same, therefore this matrix is not diagonalizable. Okay, now I'll give you an example of one more question. So now मैं बस इसी question में एक ही change करने वाली हूँ, ठीक है? Instead of this 1, if I make it as 0, then see what is going to happen. Okay, यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं बदलेगा. देखो यहाँ तक nothing is changing. This entry will change now. It will be 0. Okay, and here also this will be 0. And now see what the case is. ठीक है? Now after this, I will write down the equations here. I'll get minus x1 is equal to 0. I'll change the color. Yeah, it is minus 8.
And then we have to take T1 and T2. No?
Yes. So now here in this case, what we are getting is, we are getting x1 is equal to 0. Only this much is what we are getting from this particular thing. Okay, we are not getting any condition on x2 and any condition on x3. So what we'll do is, now we will put x2 as s and x3 as t. The moment we do this, how will be our variable vector look like? It will be x1, x2, x3. So this will be equal to, it will be 0 here. This is s and this is t. Now what I'll do is, I'll separate it, the terms which contain only s and the terms which contain only t. So it will be 0, s and 0 plus 0, 0, t. Check out this expression. Is this clear?
Yes.
So therefore,
Yes.
what is going to happen here? It will be 0, 1, 0. Here I'll get s. I'll take out t common from this one, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now see, I've got two vectors here. Okay. So what are the vectors that we are getting? We are corresponding to lambda equal to 3. We got two linearly independent vectors. Okay, two linearly independent vectors. Two linearly independent vectors. Okay, so now when we are getting two linearly independent vectors, now see here what will be the table. So for this matrix, now the table is, we have got the lambda values. Here I'll write down the algebraic multiplicity, geometric multiplicity. So this is for 2, only one vector will be obtained. I have not explicitly found for this one, but then I know what the value is. Okay, 3, I have got this as 2 as here, and now after doing the calculation, this value we got it as 2. Is this clear? How do we find this now? And
Yes,
now what has happened here is that both the values, even this number is same as this number is same as this, therefore this is diagonalizable. Diagonalizable, this is one way of saying it, or it is similar to a diagonal matrix. Okay, these are the two ways of saying it. Okay. And what will be the transforming matrix and the diagonal matrix? Is that part clear? How do we write down the transforming matrix? See, transforming matrix में लिखने के लिए how do we write it? First of all, the diagonal matrix I'll write. So the diagonal matrix is always denoted by D. So here what I'll have is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have to write down the diagonal elements. Okay, so eigenvalues will appear here. So I have 2, 3, 3, so I can write it in any order. 2, 3, 3, and now I have, since I have written 2 here, what will be my transforming matrix? Transforming matrix, sometimes it's denoted by M. This matrix, how do I write? whatever vector that I'll get for 2, here I'll write it in this fashion. Okay, I will write, let's go here. What will appear is taking it here. So the first column over here will be the eigenvector for lambda equal to 2. I'll write it in the column fashion. Okay, what appears as the second column of this particular matrix? It is the eigenvector corresponding to 3. Okay, so it was what? 0, 1, 0. For this 3, I'll have 0, 0, 1. Okay, this is the way we write it. Is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's all that we have. Okay, thank you all of you. I'll just mark the attendance. Just wait a sec. Yeah, done. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.